and welcome to our second PR Genome webinar from the PR Council. We are really excited today to have an excellent presentation from our premier partner, Babbler. Excuse me. I'm just going to turn it over to Hannah, and she'll take it away from here. As a quick note, there's a chat feature on the right side of the platform. If at any time you have any questions, please type them into the chat. We'll answer as we go along, or there's going to be about 10 minutes at the end of the presentation. Thanks, everyone.
Hi, everyone. So I'm happy to be with you today and to chat and discuss with you on the topic how to engage the press in 2017. So I'm going to present this, I'm going to host this webinar with Lauren. So,
hi, everyone.
I founded Babbler 2.5 years ago with my sister Sarah, who was a PR professional like yourself. And Lauren is belong on the Babbler team in the US and handling our customer success management. So journalism has changed a lot the last 10 years. So let us tell you how. So first we handle a survey among 500 reporters based in the US, and we ask them some questions. So let's start by knowing who are there. The new generation of reporters. So most of them are between 35 to 49 years old. The majority of them work for online support, on online media, 86% of them. So as they are writing online, they have more and more articles to write to feed their audience, because as consumers, we love to scroll and have more and more articles to read on our mobile phone, on our app, and the different device we are using it. But the print is still a high premium media support, and 75% of them are working for a print paper magazine. For the split in terms of position, most of them are still reporters. 23% editor-in-chief were answering the surveys, a lot of freelancers, and some bloggers and influencers. So how do reporters work? So what we noticed is that they have a clogged inbox. So they receive an average of 100 pitches per day on their mailbox, but only 5% of them, they actually reply to them. So it means that they receive tons of pitches that they don't even open or they don't even reply because they are irrelevant for many reasons. It can be because they are not covering their beats, or because it's not what they are currently working on, or those pitches have just been lost in their mailbox. So they have a growing demand for stories. As we said, for the online media, they have an average of 5 stories to write per day, but some of them from 5 to 10 articles. So it's a lot. So the demand is here. We just have to maybe change the way we deliver the stories to them because the demand is higher and higher. So when we say reporters overwhelmed, 90% of the press release that they receive, the judges as irrelevant, and 30% of reporters feel harassed by repeat emails sources. So from them that we have call with them, they say we just don't give our cell number anymore because we receive too many, as their contact information are available by anyone from media database or online on internet. They don't have the control of what they receive and from who they receive. So they can receive relevant pitches, but those ones can be lost from non-professional people or individuals that directly reach out to them or don't take the time to check out their list before sending a pitch to a reporter. And frustration are seen on both sides, because from the PR side, 50% of their time are spent on non-value-added tasks like email follow-up, call follow-up, file sharing, building Excel lists, filtering all those emails, making sure that each email is the correct one, it's not an unbound email. So it's a lot of tasks that their manager value. So from to media communities management, the global media ecosystem has changed a lot. For example, in 2000, when my sister was a PR professional, when she started, she had 50 key contacts that she had to entertain. She had the time to take a coffee and lunch with them to build like really strong and true relations. But these 50 key contacts has turned to sometimes 1,500 targets, or for big consumer brands to 5,000 media targets, because you have new influencers every day, new blogs that come in every day. So anyone today can be a media and can build an audience on internet. So it's really hard for PR professionals to entertain qualified relations with thousands of people at the same time, because you have print, you have TV, you have radio, and now you have Instagrammers, influencers on Facebook, on Twitter, you have bloggers and YouTubers. So it's a lot of different targets.
Yeah, and so what we've seen, and what we've seen is that the journalists are responding to these in sometimes quite humorous ways, but it is a problem. And so we see that the media database might have killed the individual PR pitch, I should say, because everyone has access to this information, and the reporters know it. So you can see here some of these rather humorous tweets that journalists have put out. So I can see Susan over here. She says, here's a clue that the PR person emailing a pitch doesn't really know you. Hi, comma, USA. Or Tracy over here says, I really love getting emails addressed to media contact first name. So a lot of PR folks, and I'm sure no one on this call does it, but a lot of PR folks are sending out mass pitches through mass emailing programs. And so the journalists know that they're not getting something exclusive to them. They know that you're pitching it to either a small group or in some cases a really large net. You can go to the next slide, Hannah. Another thing that the journalists are tweeting out about or they're speaking out about is annoying PR follow-up, meaning that they're getting followed up on pitches over and over and over again. So they're not interested in the first place, right? So they're not answering the initial emails, and then they're getting 4 or 5 emails on the back end of that first email. So Heidi Moore says over here, PR people, if editors are interested in your pitch, they'll contact you. This business of multiplying emails with follow-up is a no, no, no. And here's another good one. Pro tip for PR people. Following up on a pitch 3 hours or less after sending it to me is going to make me even less likely to want to talk to you. So the journalists are really at a saturation point with the number of emails they can handle, and follow-ups are just compounding that. You can go to the next slide. And lastly, we're seeing that overloaded contact list on the part of the PR person is leading to mistakes. So double emailing people, but even worse, pitching them about something that's not related to what they cover, or trying to kind of fake that relationship. So a really funny tweet here is from Roberto. It says, this is what a PR person actually pitched him. Read your piece about tacos. I have a client who's disrupting telecom in Mexico. How about 1,000 words on them? And then he writes every PR pitch ever. So the journalists are kind of, they're done with reading pitches that have nothing to do with them, and they can immediately see right through it.
Yeah, so there is also this TechCrunch editor, Mike Butcher. I don't know if some of them know him. So he said mostly press releases are written in the way a PR client would write a news stories, they are usually pretty rambling and designed to please the client, where stroke their ego, rather than assist the journalist to get it done and fast. So I think the press release current format is dead. So it's a question. I think in the future, the press release format will change a lot because the uses of the reporter has changed. So it has to be changed as well. So what do they want from PR professionals? So they still want press releases, but in a different format. They love to have high quality of images. They love events, infographics, and some speaker interview. But what really, the data that is really interested is that 81% of them want to shift towards digital tools, and 81% of them would join a new social tool to source news versus receiving news on their mailbox using the email channel. So it means they are expecting a change in how the PR professionals deliver stories to them. So we asked them advices. So what would be the most advice given to PR pros from reporter? 72% want to know who I am and what I cover. 65% be straight to the point, be short. 55% adapt stories to my beat. 26% stop mass emailing, calls, and 21% create more content. This is the most complaints and recurring complaints from them that have been highlighted in the tweets that we find on Twitter as well. So if email pitching is dead, what's next and how we should pitch the reporter a different way? So before going to that, we asked an open question to the reporter. What would be the best advice you would give to a PR pro to have more qualitative answer with an open question versus different suggested answer? So the best one we picked up, make your pitch in 2 sentences or less. Make sure what I cover. Stop sending mass email to irrelevant outlets. I stop reading everything very quickly. Stop contacting reporters with bits that have nothing to do with them, and start trying to bribe or buy off a reporter. It's anti-ethical. Already have beautiful high-resolution images at ready when you pitch a story and send them via Dropbox. So the quality of the content is really important because they want their article to look good. And on print, you know that they need high-resolution images, so they need everything. They need the story, plus they need additional images, video in correct format. Because what engages their audience is something very visual, like video, infographics, images, much more than the text that is shorter and shorter when they write their article. Understand our content deeper than just the name on our masthead. We have a style and aren't just running press releases. So it's always better to read the last 5 articles the reporters have wrote to understand his way of writing. If he, for example, have a funny, he loves humor, or don't love humor, or if it's very traditional, and adapt the tone of the story to the tone of the way the reporter is writing. Check out my website. I post stories from all my outlets which reflect their editorial style and my beats with them. So it's what was the most recurring. So we try to summarize and to sum up our best PR tips to engage the new reporters. So get out of the inbox. Try to use alternative channels and platforms to reach out to them, because even if your pitch is super relevant, is super short, 2-3 lines, very impactful, that show that you know the person, it can be lost in their mailbox because they receive too many of them. So it can be a LinkedIn inbox, it can be a tweet, It can be a text, a WhatsApp. Try to use alternative channels that are not oversaturated versus their mailbox. The pitch itself, the press releases, is good to have additional information, but the pitch itself, 3-line pitch, is the best way for them to directly catch if they're going to relay it or not. Newsjacking is also something that came up during the survey. React to a trending topic and create adapted content to it. So there are some tools that can give you the trend topic, what are the most discussed topics on Twitter, social networks, on the media, and try to create adapted content to engage the reporters, because it's what is engaging their audience at this moment. Focus on the content itself. Create content by media community type. I know it's hard to get the hand on the content creation. Sometimes the client itself that has the hand on. But for example, the vloggers, they want video. The high premium print paper magazine, they prefer an interview of the CEO. The lifestyle magazine, they love beautiful pictures and images. So try to have different verticals of content for different verticals of media community type, creating different lists and cycle of people, and creating adapted content for each of them versus one content for everyone. Try to send exclusive frequently to reinforce relations with top media. The thing they love the most is exclusive, and we know it's hard to have multiple exclusives and to create exclusive for each of them, but it's following up with the focus on the content and creating content by media type. For top media, we can have different way of duplicate a story in different formats to create exclusive and don't send the same content to the same top media. Forget email list and mass mailing. Only one-on-one and personal approach is always the best. I know more and more PR professionals are doing only one-on-one. It's hard to scale and to do one-on-one with hundreds of contacts at the same time, but there are a lot of technologies that can help you on that, and we're going to present it to you after that. And promote something that works a lot is that when you get an article for your client on a very good media, you can suggest the client to promote this article on Facebook to multiply the number of views that you can get from it. This is something we did internally for our own PR. So I took the I do the recap of all the articles I got in the month. I take the top 3 of them in terms of number of views, and then I sponsor those articles on Facebook or LinkedIn, and then it multiplies organically the number of views of this article, and this has a great value for your clients. So some PR tools that can make the difference and that can really help you adapt your uses. So if you need to find any reporter contact for free from LinkedIn, and if you want to be sure it's not an unbound email, it's the correct one, Email Hunter is a great Google Chrome extension that you can plug. It's free, and from any LinkedIn profile, you can directly get the email of the reporter. So it's a good way for you to be sure that it's the correct email, and it's also a free tool versus big media database that can cost a lot and that some PR professionals can offer. So it's really great, and then you can save email and create your list, and you are sure that it's updated. If you want to know, so if you use the email, and if you want to know if the person have opened it in real time, Yesware is a free tool that is great. So in real time, you can see if the reporter opened it, and if he reopened it several times, you can see it as well. So it's a great insight that you can get in real time to know, so that you don't have to follow up. If you know that he haven't opened it, You don't have to follow up with him. It's just that he didn't read it. So it's a great tool to have. If you want to create engaging content, depending on what is engaging at this time, BuzzSumo, they have a free version as well. You can see what are the trend topics of the moment, and then you can create PR content related to that topic. BuzzSumo is also a great tool to reach out to influencers. You can directly see the number of followers they have, and you can select them by trend topics. So it's a really great tool as well. Also, we all know that the headlines matter. The object of your email, the headline of your press release is all that will make the difference because it's the first thing they read. And Code Schedule is a tool that you can put your headline, and then it's going to analyze it, and it's going to tell you if it's going to be a good one or a bad one, or if it's going to engage people on social media as well when you post something on social media or not. So it's a great way for you to do A/B testing on headlines. There is another tool that is pretty great for follow-up automation, is Prospect.io. So Prospect.io combines Email Hunter, so you can source email and save lists, but what is really great is that you can set up campaign with step 1. Step 2, if he didn't reply after 3 days, but open my email, send this email to him. If after this email he still didn't reply, you can send this email. So you can set a step of follow-up, and it automatically send the email for you so that you don't have to do anything. The follow-up is automated, and you can focus your time on creating more content. So it's really helpful for follow-up and for targeting follow-up. So you can set up specific hours, specific people, specific dates of follow-up. Also, when you have an email list of people and you want to send it to several, you can use Neverbound to track the unbound email, because a lot of time you send an email to a list and then you receive a lot of undelivery automatic messages that show that you didn't have the correct email. So Neverbound, you can post your list, and then it's going to remove all the unbound so that you are sure you don't have undelivery and unupdated emails, and then you can update the email using Email Hunter or Prospect.io, for example. So at Babbler, we have a special vision on the future of pitching. So the problem, I think it's clear for everyone from both sides. There are frustration, and sometimes the communication between sources and reporter is broken. So we try to build a tool that serves as well the reporter as well as the PR professional, depending on all the feedback that we got from the reporters and all the feedback that we got from the PR professional. So let's discover what is Babbler.
Yeah, so I'll jump in here. Yeah, so now that you guys have heard and likely related to many of the issues that PR professionals are facing when trying to engage with the press, what if I told you that there was a better way to go about connecting with the media? A more engaging, dynamic, and easier way to get your stories into the right hands. And so what if instead of constantly following up to ensure that the journalists had all they needed, or if they were interested in the first place, you could centralize your media content and showcase your brand to journalists and influencers within your sector. And what if you could bring value to your media communities by differentiating your brand from the rest, making it easier for journalists to source content, making it easier for them to find your press releases, to request those visuals, to connect with your CEO or different speakers that you want to connect with brand. And you could easily share this content with a dedicated URL and leave behind all of those overused email channels that we've been speaking about. Next slide. So imagine that there was a way to connect with all of your varied media communities in one place, seamlessly and instantly. So you could simply invite your media communities to follow your news and be updated in real time as content becomes available. Gone would be the days of mass blasting untargeted emails and hoping for the best. And you could finally say goodbye to relentless calls to editors who just aren't interested. You could even categorize your contacts by type, by what they're interested in, and share your content to customize brand messages according to your different targets. Next slide. And how about if you could be notified in real time that a reporter was interested in your content? If you had a profile for each and every one of your clients that alerted you when someone downloads their press release or visits their page. Think about if you could measure the reporter, you can measure that a reporter within seconds and pitch them that their interest when it was at its highest. So you imagine real-time notifications anytime some content is downloaded. And you can know which of your content engages with which journalist, and you can provide them real exclusives. Next, please. Lastly, what if you could easily measure the direct impact of the pitches that you make? If you could easily share this data with your teams and clients to help make better decisions. If you could transform from a push kind of outreach and really develop real relationships with those journalists. And you could simplify your reports and correlate content with the most engaging posts. The solutions that I just outlined to you are no longer having to be imagined. They're here today. And hundreds of PR professionals are taking advantage of them right now. They're using Babbler. It's the first network comprised exclusively of PR professionals and journalists. It's a place to get your stories and content into the right hands and into the right publications. And Babbler makes it easier to engage with your network by only sharing stories with them that they actually are interested in. So we are inviting you to come see how we're changing the way PR gets done in this confusing digital age. And we want you to see how we can help you engage with the press like never before. So we invite you to book a demo online with us to learn what we can do specifically for you and for your brand.
So we have a 2-minute video that we can show you.
Babbler will help you interact in a better way with your media contacts that you target for your company. Let us show you how it works. Sign up on Babbler and indicate sectors of the companies you promote, the topics of your upcoming stories. Then, the magic happens. Our algorithm will match your profile only with the relevant writers. Here you go. Welcome to Babbler. This is your profile as a PR pro, plus button that will allow you to post news, images, videos, events, or speakers' profiles on your newsfeed below. If you work for an agency or as a freelancer, you can easily manage several brand pages from your PR profile. On Babbler, share news and start conversations with the press. Tag and specify the category of your post. Choose to notify by email or not, to share it with anyone, or circles. Then, anyone who visits or downloads the content page, you will be able to track it live and measure media engagement you get from your story. Now, let's see how to find or pitch a reporter and create circles from your followers page. From the reporter window, you can directly pitch the reporter, remove him or add him, to a specific circle. To visit a reporter profile, see his upcoming needs, or access his contact info, you can visit his profile like this and directly pitch him using the Babbler inbox. To create a circle of contacts, you just have to click here, then name it, and save it. To interact with people you already know or contacts you already have, just import your .csv list and an automatic invite will be sent out. Let's finish with the notifications and statistics page. Be notified in real time of your latest visits, downloads, new followers, and get all the insights you need automatically in the stats page. Build reports like a boss and impress your team. Thank you. See you soon on Babbler.
So thank you everyone for taking the time to listen to us. I hope it was full of insight for you and you appreciate it. Tim, I
Great.
think
And
it's time.
sorry, Lauren, you can go.
So that was Hannah speaking.
Yes, I just wanted to thank you, everyone. If you have any questions, we will be happy to answer it. You have our contact information in the presentation, and see you soon.
Can we go through some of the questions that we entered in the chat?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, I see one from Jen, the first one that she asked, and Jen asked, how much is Babbler? So that's a great question, Jen, and how it works is we actually have different plans based on the individual needs of our clients. So we know that some PR firms or some PR professionals, I should say, work individually, so they just have a single client, right? And then we have packages all the way up into agencies, which is on a custom level. So we have packages that start pretty low, and we have pretty transparent pricing on our website that we can send over that makes it a bit clearer. And then also we can work with you one-to-one and kind of hash out a strategy and help you with pricing that makes the most sense for you. But it's typically in the hundreds of dollar range, so it's much, much more cost-effective than say, a media database. And then Allison asked, do you have a time-saving strategy for pitching hundreds of reporters one-to-one? I think we sort of touched on that on some of the questions, some of the tools rather, inside of the webinar, which we'll share with you. So those were some of them. Also, of course, posting on Babbler can save you time since you're connecting with a network of reporters instantly. So they know that it's not an exclusive pitch. But you are connecting with them in a way that matters because they subscribe to your newsfeed or they are interested in the same topics that your client writes about. So I don't know if you have something to add to that specific question, Hannah. Yep. Okay. And then Allison asked, how many reporters use Babbler? What are some of the top tier outlets using Babbler? So we have quite an extensive network of journalists. We have a few thousand that are actively using Babbler to source content. And so the way that we look at it is our community of reporters is an engaged community, meaning they're actively signing on to Babbler each and every day to find stories. And so you're much more likely to get a response on Babbler than you are on traditional channels. So the journalists that are in media databases, for example, they're not opting into that, right? They're being contacted by media research teams and then having their information put into a database that's maybe not all the time up to date. So yes, there's maybe millions of contacts within those databases, but those journalists are not opting in and they're not actively asking for that information. So we have a network of journalists that want to receive content, and we actually see a 76% reply rate on Babbler when the journalists are messaged. So definitely a robust community there. And so that looks like it's all the questions from the chat, but I don't know if there was another question. It looks like someone's typing. So I'll give it just a second.
Yeah, someone asked if they will receive the presentation at the end. So I guess, Tim, yes, they can have access to the presentation at the end.
Mm-hmm. Cooper asked, are there certain beats represented? Yeah, it's across topics. So there's none excluded. So all of the top beats that you would expect, and then some of the more niche brands as well and niche topics. So it's not exclusive to any one vertical. Are there any more questions? Okay, it looks like that would be it. We encourage you guys to reach out to us and request a demo of Babbler if you would like to learn more. I know there may be more specific questions about how it can help you within your industry, and so we're happy to do that as well, and that will be made available. You can find us at babbler.us, not babbler.com, babbler.us. There it is. and we'll be happy to give you a custom demo, custom pricing, and help you guys out there. All right. Thank you, everyone,
Great.
so much for sharing this hour with us. And Tim, I'll flip it to you.
Yeah, and thank you, Hannah and Lauren, for sharing your insights with us. We are continuing our PR Genome webinar series on March 14th with a webinar on content, so we hope to see you then. The one after that will be on cybersecurity. We're really excited about it. So once again, thanks everyone for tuning in, and hope to see you next time. Bye.
Bye.